Hello and welcome to another edition of the One Kindred, One Business initiative brought to you by the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor to the Imo State Government under the leadership of Senator Hope Uzodinma. My name is Kenneth Amechi and I'm a professor of business and sustainable development at the University of Edinburgh in the UK. I also hold a chair in sustainable finance at the European University Institute in Florence. I'm the Chief Economic Advisor, a role I do on a part-time basis. I'm happy to welcome you to today's edition, which promises to be very interesting. And we look forward to having a good conversation. I'll be co-moderating this with Professor Jude Zako, and I invite him to say hello to you.
Viewers, panelists, I welcome you all to today's webinar. As always, this is going to be a very interactive, very interesting one. Please sit back, relax, participate in the program, and we'll have a nice day. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you. And as usual, for those who are not conversant with the OKOBI, the One Kindred, One Business initiative, here it is. Here you can hear. Here you can hear more about it.
Susie, name I hope you what taking with alone, know your company. You see one name, but do, wait for your company with her. From Namuki, OKOBI. I like OKOBI. Echo to Penyamazo. I will shell mania. I won't turn your market. Yapon to pay my OKOBI. Ngwagente. OKOBI, what matter? My government here. Iji Kochapobi, I'm not wanting my Disiagara. OKOBI get you up to Heron. Makagio, Makon Bodogini, Nani, Ariana Buru, get Cheputan, no, you bula gino munne no monna ge ntenyi mabunti obodo gi nwere ike gbakọta aka mee mepụta ya mma dịka ịzụ ọkụkọ azụ oke bekee ịkọ pineapple ịsụ mmanụ nkwụ ma ọ bụ mmanụ aṅụ na ọtụtụ ihe ndị ọzọ dị iche iche unu hazichi usoro eji eme ya ka ọ bụrụ ihe ga-amịpụta ego unu agbapụzie ya ọsọ ga-akpọtụrụ onye ji ọkwa Chief Economic Advisor n'ọchịchị steeti Imo ọ ga-agbazi unu olu nye unu ntụziaka hazi ụkpụrụ a ga-eji mee ya ka ọ kwụsị ike ma mete ezi mkpụrụ ọ ga-enyekwa aka n'ikewapụta ohere ọrụ ndị na-achọ ọrụ n'obodo. Ikonye m akara ekwentị ha ka mkpụ ahụ ozugbo ngwa were ihe jedata ya 07013512035 07013512035 ma ọ bụ 09114360076 09114360076 ịkpọrọ ha ị ga-enweta ọsịsa maka ihe niile gbasara OKOBI. OKOBI wa atụmatụ bụ ịgba Shared Prosperity Government nke Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma. OKOBI, ụmụnna wike, ọwụ ha agha.
So thank you again for joining in. And in the last 4 weeks, we have been working with our politicians. So I want to invite Honorable McDonald Ebere, PhD, to say a word or two before we start.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. McDonald Ebere, PhD, the Imo State APC chairman, and I'm an expert in practical political philosophy. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you. Thank you. And we thank you especially for helping us to bring your fellow politicians to this program, because the idea is to think of how or explore how they can participate and be true ambassadors of this One Kindred, One Business initiative in a way that will help their constituents in different ways. So permit me then to invite Honorable Obinna Egu to introduce himself, and we proceed from there.
Thank you, Prof. My name is Right Honorable Obinna Egu, PhD. I represent Ngobala State Constituency in the Imo House of Assembly. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, we also try to make the program accessible to our people. So feel free to use any language. If you want to use English or Pidgin English in a way So the idea is to be as interactive as possible and to have good reach. Honorable, where is Ngobala and
Thank you, Prof. Ngobala is a very large local government. You know, we're known as we're predominantly farmers because we have a large expanse of land. Ngobala has 29 autonomous communities. So our people are known for agriculture. It's actually supposed to be the agricultural hub of the state. We're into farming, we're into a lot of cassava plantations, we're into petty trading, we're into snarery, we're into poultry. The people are actually very productive. And I'm sure once they're encouraged and once this initiative is being introduced to them, they will key into it and leverage on it.
So the Ngobala can be described as the food basket of Imo State, right? In a way.
Very well.
Okay. So from your experience, how do you think this idea of one kindred, one business initiative will work in your community, in your local government? What are the possibilities of it happening?
First of all, let me commend His Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, distinguished Senator Uzodimma, for the idea of bringing government closer to the people, bringing empowerment actually closer to the people, because you will agree with me that everybody has to find the means to be, self-sustainable. So this issue of one kindred, one business, or one community, one business is a good idea. I'm sure when the people are properly informed and educated on what to do about it, I'm sure they will key into it, and it will go a long way to ameliorate the sufferings of the people.
But what role do you think politicians can play in dissemination of the information? Because that's why we are also engaging with them. Because at the end of the day, you are closer to the people, you are representing them. In what ways can you help to mainstream this conversation?
Really, what we can help as legislators is to get our people informed about government policies and programs like this one now, this OKOBI, because most of them may not actually know. So I think it's very proper for us to educate them, inform them, and make them understand that they have to come together and break up a business initiative, either on the kindred level basis or autonomous community basis, so that they can also help themselves. So I think that's the most we can do for now, is to inform them and explain to them about government policies, especially OKOBI, so that they can all key into it and to be of benefit to everybody in that locality.
On different parts of Imo State, and when some people a bit skeptical about this idea, okay, and some might think, oh, it will not work because of and so on and so forth. Do you see this working in Ngobala, or do you have reservations in terms of how it may work?
That programs or government policies, everybody cannot totally agree to it at the same time. But I'm very certain that once the program starts and they see one or two communities who are actually doing it and people who are actually benefiting from it, others will queue up. So in Ngobala especially, my people are usually very cooperative and they're very hardworking people, and I think they will support this idea. We just need to inform them and educate them properly and tell them the benefits, what they're supposed to do and what the government is supposed to do, so that we'll get this program moving. So I'm sure everything will be going well if they're properly, informed about it.
In your own personal capacity, I'm wondering, as a politician or somebody who is in touch with your people, I want to believe that you also engage in all sorts of empowerment. Would that be correct? Would that be an as good assumption to make?
Yes, very well.
Okay, we can go through some of the things in them, and maybe we can also deliberate on the possibilities of some of those initiatives becoming maybe OKOBI ideas.
Like some of the empowerments that we do, maybe our personal empowerments in situations whereby Once somebody is doing a business or someone comes to you, I have an idea of what to do, you can assist the person financially the much you can. Because like you actually know, there's no way you can sustain everybody at the same time. So the little ideas that comes up, people that want to do small petty businesses, people that are already in business who wants their business to grow, some people who are into farming, who may be asking for funds to further their business, some people who are into petty business like salon, some people are doing barbing salon, some people are doing hairdressing, some people are into poultry, some people are into transportation, maybe tricycles, motorbikes, and all that. So the much you can do is to assist them financially and hope that their business will grow from there. But we actually believe and hope that we could do more.
But how do you think we can also partner with you as an honorable member representing Ndengo Bala? Assuming, for example, when an honorable member, I think Onyeke Isialamba no. So invited us, Bonde Bekeha, ndị PG, ndị Eze, ndị oke mmadụ na-ebeke ha. Anyị na ha aba, because that's one way of bringing this message closer home. So I'm wondering whether you also see a possibility of partnering with you in that sense, taking the message home. And also whether there is a possibility of even documenting some of these cooperatives and group-owned business, because how much if you look around, cooperatives in there, but so one of the things we are trying to do through this program is also to give visibility to those ones and help them with market access to market. So do you see possibilities of collaborating with your office to bring this message closer to your people? And how do you think it will work in practice?
Yes, Prof. I'm very much available. I'm very much don't have a problem with that. Bringing our PGs together, our traditional leaders together to give them this idea is wonderful developments. I don't think that's much of a problem. So I think the issue of calling them together will also help us in a way to actually bring these cooperatives to a particular number and actually know who owns which. So we can take it from there. I don't think that's a problem. I'm ready to cooperate with that.
Okay, thank you. Prof, Jude, do you have any questions for Honorable? Okay, Chairman, when he Honorable Member.
Okay. Honorable Binla, Ndewo.
Ndewo.
Yeah, you have been quite interesting. I've been listening to you carefully, and you seem to understand the rudiments and the basis for this OKOBI program, and I've been quite impressed about your presentation so far. I want to let you know that the honorable members in Debiaga before and some of the politicians may engage in this OKOBI platform. We have been taking them on from the political angle and then letting them understand the need why they should key into this program. As you have understood this program to the level you have done, very quite exciting. And I want you to be the ambassador to channel this OKOBI initiative down to your constituents and how your constituents can benefit from it to establish their own business initiative, which is going to grow over time. I know when no politicians, no pressure from your people. I remember talking with you some time ago, you know, that every day, one request or the other, one request or the other. Yeah, those requests keep coming because over time, and you know, this attitude of stomach infrastructure, we give them that thing that time. Yeah, the next minute, so they will keep pressuring you as the honorable member. But when you teach them how to fish, they will go to the river themselves and get as many fish as they can. And by so doing, the pressure is shaking out for, you know. So I will encourage you to develop this initiative beyond any margin in your constituency. How buy into it. They will nurture it over time. Yeah, stand there by itself. JK now produce ihe. Na-enye ndị mmadụ ọrụ. Ndị na-earn salary from it and na-earn. Yeah, may alleviate poverty situation around that your state constituency. And yeah, require sustainable over time. Now the thing get JK na grow onwe na amụrụ onwe ya ihe. Gị na onwe gị kwanu enwe rest of mind. Face ekwanu ya legislative call legislative duty ijire Ghana Federal House. Even when you want to seek re-election, assuming you want to seek re-election, you can that he over time will be there to speak for you. I should be an emergency politician try to buy people over. They will not accept. Because over time, from that to a sustainable thing they have been feeding on over the time. I got show you all I want you who were ego ejema onye ke onye nyega nwe nwori ga ke meshi by iji nwokpe je azụ na nwa akwa na azụ ahụ so ahụ so they don't need this other emergency funding to it. So before you know it, seamlessly, people will just return you because you were here is sustainable one hoganya benefit over time. Yana branguri kobo unemployment and reduce all the level of poverty in our various kindreds or communities, as the case may be. So, my brother, I'm very happy you understand this fact and you are gradually keen into it. I'm only encouraging you more as your fellow politician to be able to do this thing. Yeah, agashi here we have been mepela anyị ebe ka anyị ọkwa ihe ha anyị gbakọrọ aka ya supervise ya gamara anyị even when you are not even there the thing eji aka na-agara onwe ya in years to come people will still
okay. Honorable Obinna, do you want to respond to that or reflect on comment on what you have?
Yes, I've heard everything the chairman said. I think he's making a lot of sense. You know, stress is part of our job. You know, we asked for this job, so we shouldn't complain when our people call us and make one or two demands because this is exactly what we were asked for before we got elected, and we're representatives of the people. So if your people don't call you, I wonder who will be calling you. The idea is noble. The idea is very okay. It's going to reduce poverty in our kindreds. It's going to reduce poverty in our communities. Just like I said earlier, we're going to call our PGs for a meeting and sell this brand to them and make them understand the advantages, how to affect them positively, not just them, but the entire community and the entire kindreds. And subsequently, we'll take it from there. So I actually understand the initiative and I understand the importance and the benefit it will be to my people. So I want to assure you I'm not going to relent on that. I will take it up from there.
Okay. So I think I follow up with you because we also learned that politicians make commitments or comments, but sometimes they don't live up to them. But we trust that you will be able to live up to your commitment. So we'll follow up at the end. Prof. Jude, you want to say something?
Yes, Prof. Thank you. Yeah, I'd like to thank Honorable Obinna for the interest shown in the initiative. But I want to look at the initiative from a business angle. And I want the Honorable to also key in from my perspective. If you start a business, sometimes it could take up to 3 years before you can start seeing profit. And the OKOBI initiative, it's a business because basically one kindred, one business. Now, if we have to run it successfully, then we need to obey certain principles that we observe in the normal day-to-day businesses. So as an honorable member, there are certain things that this initiative will benefit from you because government is a continuum. If you look at it, the initiative as one that you have to spread the news, educate your constituency, and give them money, then this will not be a business. So I want the honorable member, Honorable Obinna, and many other honorables in the State House of Assembly to look at it as a business and make contribution, not just the organizers or the people that are putting this program together. Let us all work together. This is a government program, and you're part of the government of the day. How do we make this initiative a proper business? How do we create a platform to assist our local people so that they can do this business longer than your tenure in office? I hear you today say you have committed. You're committed, you will do this, you do that. But I also want you to go back, think of practical solution to solving the problem of business start today in communities and they close the next day. The problem of people not wanting to work with one another, because these are some of the key issues that stop people in our communities working together. And as an honorable member, you can champion the process of solving these problems, bringing them together, like you said, and putting together a structure that can sustain this initiative beyond the tenure of office. But I think, if I like to end here, is that you also need to do us a favor, discussing this program with your counterparts in the House of Assembly. Maybe together we can all come up with some ideas that can help this business initiative remain sustainable in our communities. That's what I want. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof. So, Honorable, any thoughts on what Prof has said?
Professor Jude is actually making a lot of sense, you know, but like I said, first things first, this is my first time on this program, but it's not my first time of hearing about this initiative.
Yes.
For every business, there has to be a plan. The first thing is to identify the business. And the second thing is to bring the people together for them to believe in the business. When you're talking about the business aspect of it, we need to get the people first. If they're going to do agriculture, we need to get the land. When we get the land, put the people together, get the cooperatives working together, know who they are, know the number of cooperatives that we have in our locality. Then we'll take it from there. The most important thing is to get the people informed. The business aspect of it, I'm sure government will come in. Then every year, some members will do the little we can to assist. And I'm sure that even if it's a business that's too large, and maybe we don't have the financial obligations to, to start immediately, we can start with small. We mustn't start big all the time. Businesses are usually, done gradually. So I think the first thing first is to get this idea down to the grassroots, which are the people that live in the locality, and for them to buy into the idea and give them reasons why they should, get involved and all that. So subsequently, we'll take it from there.
Okay. I mean, your points are good. And also, sometimes I know business, that we call business 100 million. So sometimes people can start small, as you said. Anya, check it, even with 5 million naira. Even the idea of beehives, one beehive may be like 25,000 naira or 50,000 naira max. So with 500,000 naira, you can set up 10 beehives, right? For each of them, we can name with 2 to 3 bottles of honey. How much can a bottle of honey? Some people may tell you 15,000 naira. So one beehive, 20,000 naira set up within a short period of time, only need more than what you have used to set it up. So you want 10 of them, 20 of them, you can empower or employ 3, 4, 5 people. So when we talk about these things, let's not think it's about big factories and big businesses. Small things like that can help. And Honorable too, we also encourage you to probably use your network. So, and our people, let's tap into that social capital. Our people that say Akurolo, but we are saying Akudinolo because there is money in each kindred. Or you chotanda the kindred to be part of this and see how we can support each other. And a candle does not lose anything by lighting another candle. So all the spirit behind this One Kindred, One Business initiative. So thank you very much. Stay with us. And let's go over to Honorable Ben Ozemenam. Ozemenam representing the Ehimembano. Honorable, over to you. Do you want to say hello to the audience? And we start from there.
Yeah, good day, everybody. I still remain Honorable Engineer Ben Ozemenam, representing the good people of Ehimembano in the 10th Assembly of Imo State.
Okay. And
yeah, I'm happy yeah, they're good farmers. You know that OKOBI and all those people, they have food basket of the local government and in extension, Imo State. Okay. The governor has visited that place. Every governor who comes to realm of affairs has visited that place. Very good, fertile land for both palm produce, cassava, yams, and what you have, rice. Even they're producing rice at the axis between Unso and Umulumo. There is a big rice farm areas there now. So that place is very, very good for agricultural produce.
Okay, but the people work individually or they work in groups?
For now, it's individual. They've not started working in groups. Like the Abaja I visited, the traditional ruler took me around his palm plantation, very massive. So, and he has oil mill machine he used to process the palm fruit, very big. So I was impressed. I went to Mukabia too. The same thing is happening there. Nzirem, the same thing. Dioka and Ikpem. That axis is very, very fertile. They have boundary with Imo River. There's much in terms of agric in that area of Ehimembano. If we come to the east or the western part of Ehimembano, you have mainly traders because the land section is not fertile because it's tableland and the geographical distribution of the area is not favorable to farming.
Okay. So, but how do we take this message to your people? I mean, first of all, do you see any merit in encouraging them to form group businesses?
Definitely. I've already instructed my SL liaison to identify cooperatives in Ehimembano because I'm planning my constituency briefing next month so that if we're able to get a lot of them, then they can come and I invite you people to talk to them and we take it from there. If it involves raising some of them, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, I can assist in registering some of them. I want them to be independent so that I know there is hunger. Since I returned, a lot of people are suffering. Too much hunger in the land. If there is a way I can help, I have to put in my best.
Okay. So, but it's not something you can do alone. I mean, do you also have the idea or the interest of inviting to be part of this? And how can we help you in that regard?
Yeah, first of all, before the general constituency brief, I want to talk to the traditional rulers and opinion holders. I have to call them, maybe go to the chairman, Council of Traditional Rulers in Ehimembano. I discussed with him yesterday. I was telling him about my plan to do constituency briefing. So I have to do the briefing for the stakeholders, the traditional rulers, president generals, then leaders of thought. I have to discuss with them first before maybe a week later we did the general briefing.
Okay, but do you also have plans? I'm going to that before I got a lot.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
What about people in diaspora from your end? Because sometimes also we can find ways of tapping into the resources they have. People just send the ego, and then no one came, and then no Lagos, Abuja. People no one no na we take cause. So, but we can also create structures that will enable them, helping them to be able to fish as opposed to giving them fish.
There are two projects now. Maybe superintendent. There's one group called Aladema Youth. There's a computer center they are building at the town. So I was the chief launcher. So I decided to invite some of my colleagues abroad. They donated money to that organization. So they've started the building. It's at the roofing stage now. So they misappropriated the fund. I told them to stop until they give account of how they've used the money so far. But the report I'm receiving is that the misappropriation is not much. So maybe I will lift the ban for them to continue. I've already procured some pieces, and some of my colleagues abroad have sent in some pieces. We want to do it a training center so that somebody can come there and acquire skill, but it will be registered in the name of that Aladema use. Then the second one is the palm processing machine for our women. So they did launch, and I was the chief launcher. So they've not gotten enough money to start it, but they said they will do a second launching. It's a group of, but they've not registered with the commerce and the industry. So I called the chair lady. There's this OKOBI initiative that is coming on, one kindred, one business. If they can queue in there, then register and see if at the end of the day, when they start, if they can attract anything from government or, our wedding men from the local government. I think that one is in process now.
But like the computer center, do you have an idea of how much it will cost to set it up?
I want to finish the building first. Then, with the help of my colleagues abroad, one can bring laptop, desktop, this thing. So, but they've not made any budget how much it will cost. But for now, I have 2 laptops and 2 desktops in my house, so that when they start, I can give to them.
No, I'm thinking of even the building itself. How much do you think?
Okay, the building. It's at the finished the leveling. It's mainly roofing.
Yeah, I know.
They say it's about 4.5 million. So they don't have such money now, but I'll call my colleagues if they can help. And then
is it 4.5 million already complete or here in total?
No, to complete the roofing and plastering, all those things. So it's not for the accessories inside the building. Just complete the building.
So given that project now, it might be a project of 20-25 million naira, right? From start to finish.
Oh no, it shouldn't be up to that. The building is not much. Okay. I think they've not spent it's not up to 10 million to spend this. So.
Okay.
It's not much. Okay. Just the hall, the small hall, the administrator's office, then conveniences. One convenience for female, one convenience for male. Yes. Okay. I've visited the building twice.
Okay, so it's not a business per se, right? It's more like
they want to use it for business training center. Then
okay, but when people are trained,
those who are trained, they can establish on their own.
Okay, but would they charge the people when they training? That's the point.
I didn't conceive the idea. It's the use that conceived the idea. Then I have to assist them.
Okay. And then the other one for the women, the oil processing.
Yes.
Okay. So why I'm asking these questions is not that I'm trying to be nosy, but you know that our people are also good at community projects. So we can work town hall, we can work for decent now, or even church projects. I'm not against the church in any way. But you find out that it is easier for us to bring money to do those kind of community projects, but they are not economically productive. So a community with town hall might be 80 million naira or 100 million naira. We put it down there, but it's not used often. Maybe it's used twice a year or 3 times in a year. But the good thing is that, we have that project. Whereas we can use the same 100 million naira to start 4 or 5 businesses in that community. And these businesses might eventually produce the money that can be used to fund the town halls, right? So it's also about priorities and also changing how people think about working together. So when it comes to money for social projects, we can contribute, but when it comes to ideas that will be economically productive, that sometimes we struggle. So how do we reorientate our people to see also value in economic productive projects?
Oh yeah. Once in a while, I gather the youth, particularly the youth, I don't, because they are the future of tomorrow. I advise them that all these gigantic projects or white elephant projects some people engage, I don't like it. I want something that will be productive, no matter how small it is. So when they brought this idea as a training center, I don't know, people can go there, acquire skill and establish on their own. I said, okay, it's good. They can even, the president told me that they want to even buy photocopying machines, printers, and this, and be engaged in a small business center. So, okay, it's good. That's why I picked interest there, because I want them to be gainfully engaged. Now, the women own, I think if they are able to get the palm fruit processing machine, it will yield profit, because around the area you have a lot of palm fruits, and they go far, go to Monaco, a very far place to go and process their palm fruit. So if you look.
Okay, fine. Thank you. I think we got it. We go on a short break and introduce OKOBI. If you are just joining us, this is the One Kindred, One Business initiative brought to you by the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor. At the end of this, I will then invite the chairman and Professor Jude Nzako for.
Susie, name I hope you some. What taking with alone? Know your company. You see one name, Badu do. Oh, you can run your company with her. Home Namuke, OKOBI. Eleke OKOBI. Eko to pay your mazu. I will shele mania. I won't train your maka. Yabuni no pay my OKOBI. Ngwagente. OKOBI what matoma government hiwere. Iji ko chapo biam na pundi madisi agara. OKOBI ge kiwa puto hirono. Makagio makonho obodo gi niile. Naanị le ari anya gburugburu gi. Cheputa no ihe ọbụla gị na ụmụnne na ụmụnna gị ndị enyi ma ọ bụ ndị obodo gị nwere ike ịgbakọta aka mepụta ya mma dịka ịzụ ọkụkọ, azụ, oke bekee, ịkọ pineapple, ịsụ mmanụ nkwụ ma ọ bụ mmanụ aṅụ na ọtụtụ ihe ndị ọzọ dị iche iche. Unu hazichi usoro eji eme ya ka ọ bụrụ ihe ga-amịpụta ego. Unu agbapụzie ya ọsọ ga-akpọtụrụ onye ji ọkwa Chief Economic Advisor n'ọchịchị steeti Imo. Ọ ga-agbazi unu olu nye unu ntụziaka hazie ụkpụrụ a ga-eji mee ya ka ọ kwụsị ike ma mịta ezi mkpụrụ. Ọ ga-enyekwa aka n'ikewapụta ohere ọrụ nye ndị na-achọ ọrụ n'obodo. Onye ma akara ekwentị ha ka mkpụ ahụ ozugbo ngwa were ihe dedata ya 07013512035 07013512035 maọbụ 09114360076 09114360076. ịkpọrọ ha ị ga-enweta ọsịsa maka ihe niile gbasara OKOBI. OKOBI wa atụmatụ bụ ịgba Shared Prosperity Government nke Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. OKOBI ụmụnna wike ọwụ ha agha.
Okay, Chairman, are you available? Maybe do you have one or two to say? Professor Jude Nzako, do you have any comments?
Yeah, sorry, Prof. I basically been listening to the honorables. I think I still go back to partly to what I was saying earlier. I get it that yes, we will talk to traditional rulers, we'll talk to all the people in our communities in order to make them aware of OKOBI. But as a project that we want to see to succeed, we're not only going to achieve that by simply creating that awareness. What I like to see is the honorables taking steps to market the benefits of this project or program. If you just create awareness and tell them that, look, we have OKOBI, and then we would like people to join in it, it's not going to make people or convince them to simply invest in that business, because we have to look at it as a business. So we, all of us, will need to show the community people where the profit will come from if they invest in OKOBI. We need to show them how OKOBI can sustain them, put food on their tables, make some profit at the end of the day, send their children to school, and so on and so forth. So I do quite get that, yes, there are some aspects that they already talked about. But we mustn't look at it as simply a place that honorable members will come in and give some support or some empowerment, and just to show that they are honorable members, that they have done something. I'd like to see us create it as a platform that can sustain itself. And if they set up one industry, for instance, no matter how small the industry is, it can go on beyond 4 years, even after their tenure. That business will go on and on and on, and then they can take credit. If you look at the civilized nations, look, for instance, in Great Britain, one government created what we enjoy today as NHS. When they created it, people, they didn't even say that it will be sustained as long as it has done, and it has helped people. So I'd like us to build this as a business platform for communities in Imo State. So what I expect from the honorable members, more than simply getting opinion molders or traditional rulers to say, yes, this is good. We should dig deep and come up with concepts that can build this as a formidable platform where our brothers and sisters, when they put their money there, they'll be able to get some profit at the end of the day, and they'll be able to sustain their families from the proceeds from this business. If we can create that platform, then yes, we're succeeding. But I wouldn't want us to keep talking about it, that we're going to get opinion molders to convince committee members to invest in it. That means they put money there today, tomorrow they make a loss, and then that's the end of the business. That's my observation.
Yeah. Prof, you're a business person, an entrepreneur, and Honorable Ben Ozemenam, I think you represent your people, right?
Yes.
So you can also partner with him and see how we can make this work now, with these ideas.
Yes, Prof. I'm not talking just about the Hime. I am talking about the entire Imo communities, 27 local governments.
I completely agree with you. I understand that bit. What I'm saying is also the same way I also go to Ikedru and work with Ikedru people. So
yes, I am available. I don't like calling myself a specialist, but as a professor of international business, I tell everything I do is business. So if I'm called upon to assist, I will assist. But obviously, this is a government program, but we need to look at it as a business, since it is a business initiative.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So, Honorable Ben, over to you. You have to find a way to get Professor Jude Zako involved, like right?
Yeah, thank you, Prof. The people we are talking about They are your people.
Mm.
Everybody has to put hand on deck to help his people. And that's why I'm here. Yes. I have my business in London. Some of you know that. But due to the clarion call, I can see that my people are suffering. And they called me to come and help. That's why I'm here.
Yes.
So we don't need to tell you that your people are hungry before you help them, or they don't need to call you before you help them. We need to put hands together to help the people. There is massive hunger in the land.
Yeah. So that will happen in many ways, and the Prof is always available, and we are also available through my office to see how we can support different communities. So as the Honorable Obinna said earlier, there are things we can help you with. So you don't need to think you will do all the thinking and all the heavy lifting. We also have consultants that can help different communities, because one thing is to bring them together. Another thing is to figure out what they need to do. It's not as easy as it sounds, because you also need to look at what they are capable of doing, access to market, how competitive they will be when they go into that line of business. The business idea needs to be guided by good evidence. And that's what our consultants, our business development professionals can help your community to achieve. So don't think we will leave you alone or abandon it to you, so to speak, but we'll be there to guide you all the way if you want us to be involved. But we reach out to you. Jovita is there to follow up. And so thank you all. But let me invite Adeze Ashaheme to say hello to the audience and introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. My name is Adeze Ashayeme. I'm currently doing my master's in Rome. I'm particularly interested in the topic today, considering politicians talking, and it's not coming from the direction of politics as usual. So I particularly like the aspect of addressing the issue of stomach infrastructure, pushing our people towards sustainability, and also harnessing the power within us. So considering the things I've heard from honorable members here, I got to understand that a lot of our people are focused on agriculture, cassava planting and all of that. So maybe it would be a good idea for politicians to say, okay, since we can produce, why don't we process and export? So that's one of the opportunities the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor can actually assist you in. So in the office, we do practically hand-holding. We help you bet your idea. We help you bring it to reality too. So we will follow you every single step of the way. So there are a lot of opportunities to harness in the office. And also we should move from production to processing, like I said before. And also, it is going to be very nice for us to improve in educating the people. And for the youths like myself, Ogadimma, that we all come together and think of what we can do, and also have ideas that we can reach out to our political leaders or to any important person we see within our scope of environment that can help us. Because it's one thing on their part that they are very busy and they might not have so much time to handhold us or feed us through everything. But we can sit down as young people and say, oh, okay, we can do this. Why don't we reach out to this person, write a letter to this person? I'm very sure our honorable members, if you see your youths come together with valid ideas and a structured business to venture into, you obviously be happy to invest in that. So OKOBI is for everyone. We are not discriminating, and we are open, like our doors are open to everyone. So just in case you have any idea that you would want to venture into, we have consultants, we have people that would always reach out to you. So I would like to share the office number now. So this is the number you can call, 091 134 360076. Then I'll repeat it again, 091 14 36 0076. Then you can also WhatsApp us on 090 11 58 9113. I'll go again, 090 11 58 9113. Please, our doors are open for you. Thank you.
Okay, I mean, as a young person, do you think OKOBI sounds too outdated? How do you think young people perceive it?
It doesn't sound outdated, really, because yes, it's one kindred, one business initiative, but considering that I've gotten to speak to a lot of young people, and then coming from the aspect that you don't really have to go to your village to set it up, but kindred in quote, we are talking about like that brotherhood. So you can set it up with maybe your old boys or people that are still in university. You can set it up with your friends or all those kind of things. So it's not really outdated for young people, considering that the scope is wide. So you can set up at your business, as your workplace with your office members and all of that. So it's quite broad. So it's just for us to decide on what we want to do, and then we set it up together. And another thing too is we should try to just start. That's one thing I would say to a lot of young people, and also to myself, is to just start. So we shouldn't just stay in the ideation period for too long. We should move out and start something. So when we start, we build from there.
Do you have an idea of any young entrepreneurs who are coming together to do things? I know young people these days may not like the sound of agriculture. Although agriculture is big money, it's big business, even outside Nigeria. Although people don't yet appreciate that. But what are some of the areas you would encourage young people, or what sort of area do you think might be of interest to young people?
Really, considering what I'm studying in school, I would advise everyone to venture into agriculture, really, because like it's one of the most sustainable way, considering climate change issues and everyone trying hunger and all of that. So I really appreciate if people venture into agriculture. Let's stop looking at agriculture or farming as, oh, it's for the old people and all of that, because at the long run, if we have young people invest in this, we'll end up like reaping the fruit in the future, because we'll really be like a food basket nation. So people would end up reaching out to us, and we'll be like, and we'll be a light. We'll be a light. So we shouldn't leave agriculture to the old people in the village and all of that. So since we are young, that's why we are educated, and that's why like this is the innovation era. So we can bring different innovations to it and try to make it more stylish, and other people would adapt farming too.
Okay, that's fine. And one of the things I'll put out there for any young person listening now who is challenged by this is to look at the technology side of it, right? So one thing is to have these communities produce a lot of food, but they also need access to the market. Can we develop apps? Can we develop electronic devices that can help them with access to market? The other thing is also that different communities are looking for money. Can we create a platform that will bring together the communities with possible investors? There are a lot of platform businesses these days. So if you're a young person listening and you're thinking of how you can connect to one kindred, one business initiative, you can come together with your smart friends and you create a technology platform. If you have idea, please reach out to us. Adeze has given the number of the office. We would like to hear from you. These are some of the ways we can bring the old and the new together, and also link rural to the urban. And beyond that, we can also link our country to the international market. Right? So that in itself is a good opportunity I would encourage us to look into. But let me bring the chairman now to give us some reflections on what he has had so far.
Okay, thank you, Prof. I want to thank the honorable members who came for today's program. Honorable Obina have been quite interesting, and Honorable Ben is already a businessman. We know about that, and he's putting his knowledge of business into practice. And Honorable Obinwegu is already in the academia and has equally given us his own perspective. But the general thing I need to tell them is to make this OKOBI initiative much more practical than political. Let's not politicize it. Let's not look at the political angle that we're going to gain from. Let us make it more practical, internalize it with our people, like Professor Jude said, and drive it, not just mentioning it to them and telling them it's good, and then they will hands off. No. let them preach the gospel, get the people to understand it, get them to believe in it, get them to invest in it, get them to drive it, and they start reaping from it. So let them do more of practical approach to the whole OKOBI initiative than political approach. I thank them once again. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you very much, Chairman. You have always been supportive, and your approach to politics and your interest in practical political philosophy also have been helping us as we navigate through this terrain. So I thank the politicians, Honorable Obinna Egu, Honorable Ben Ozemena. But before I let them go, Honorable Obinna Egu, and when him maybe like a parting word.
Well, Prof, I just want to say, like, I'm very happy with this, by being here and by sharing my thoughts and hearing what you people are saying and throwing more light on the OKOBI issue. I think the other Prof has made it very clear that we should be business-minded when we're discussing this OKOBI. So I think we have to now go back home and think of projects that will actually generate some level of revenue, not just any projects. And this revenue will help the community to, and the kindreds to come out of poverty. So far, so good. I want to assure you that we'll do our best. And like the chairman said, it's not going to be a political thing. It's going to be a thing for all. So I think we'll take it from here. Thank you.
Okay, great. So my office, our office will be there to support you as well. Please count on us. Honorable Ben.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody. This is a wonderful program, and if properly harnessed, it will reduce poverty in the land. I pray our people will key in with support, social orientation, and the proper information to them. I think the government has a good idea in this OKOBI. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Professor Jude, any parting words? 30 seconds. Or Adeze, any final word from you? Okay, so that leaves me the opportunity to thank the honorable members of the Imo House of Assembly, to also thank the chairman, Honorable Madonna Debre, PhD, for making this work. I also thank my co-moderator, Professor Jude Nzako, and my office members, Mrs. Jovita Agu, Mrs. Adeze Waka, and Mrs. Adeze, or Miss Adeze Shaheme, for making this work. And enjoy, and see you next time.
Chichi baby, now you be this longest time, oh. See as you dey shine. You be like say you don't get job for oil company, oh.
Oil company job, ke? I don't get any oil company job, oh. This shine where they see me shine, so now as a result of OKOBI.
Which one be OKOBI now? I beg also for your babe, oh. I need help, bag.
Haba. Now you never hear about OKOBI. OKOBI now one kindred, one business initiative. We go help wipe out poverty and create employment for you and everybody for your community. Check around you now. Use your sense. Calculate any business where you go fit set up together with your kinsmen, community members, and even your friends, whether na rice farming, palm kernel shells, poultry, fishery, pineapple production, rabbit keeping, oil production, honey production, plus other etc. Set them up as joint business with your family and friends. Then reach out to the office of the Chief Economic Advisor to Imo State Government. Him go guide you, direct you as you go take do am. This business go work well, bring go bonge profit and create employment for we people.
How I go fit get them for phone, I beg?
Oh, yeah, call this number. You go get all the answers where you need about OKOBI. 0701 351 2035. 0701 351 2035. Or you call 0911 436 0076. 0911 436 0076. Or you book appointment to get meeting to find out everything about OKOBI. OKOBI, that the feature of the shared prosperity agenda of the Executive Governor of Imo State, Distinguished Senator Hobo Zodema.
OKOBI, Omona Wike, Owoyaha.
It's real.